shouts red light. If your movement is detected afterwards, you will be eliminated. With that, let the game begin.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Group 3 presenters, and for today's video, we are going to discuss about the Education 4.0. But before anything else, allow me to introduce my groupmates. We have Miss Chonarin Lampitaw, Miss Jonilyn Nabos, Miss Ashbel Dumlino, Miss Rosalyn Tabaw, Miss Shodemay Castillo, and I am Yuriko Balusdan. Let's move on to our topic. When you hear Education 4.0, what comes to your mind? Okay, Education 4.0 is a desired approach to learning with the emerging fourth industrial revolution. To know more about Education 4.0, let's hear it from our report.
Good morning, everyone. So for today's discussion is all about the Education 4.0, wherein it tackles the following guide questions. A. What is education? B. What learning outcomes are expected to be realized in Education 4.0? Next, which skills must students be taught? Which should be the points of emphasis in the curriculum to align to Education 4.0? And lastly, which current curricular practices, particularly in teaching and assessing methods and techniques, must be modified to respond to the demands of the time? As we begin, we may ask what Industrial Revolution is all about. The founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum is Schwab, who describes an industrial revolution as the appearance of new technologies and novel ways of perceiving the world that trigger a profound change in economic and social structures. Presenting to you is the evolution of education. These are the developments of education from Education 1.0 to Education 4.0. To understand further, let's be familiarized on what is Education 1.0 is all about. So this Education 1.0 refers to the lectures of memorization. This is also known as the machine age, where steam engine was invented. So with the use of steam engine, where human labor was replaced by the machine. So let's proceed on the Education 2.0 or the IR 2.0. This refers to the Internet-enabled learning, also known as the electricity age, and this is the age of science and mass production, and the discovery of the electricity. There were a number of key inventions such as gasoline engines, airplanes, chemical fertilizer, and so forth. So for the Education 3.0 or the Industrial Revolution 3.0, this refers to the knowledge-producing education, or known as the electronic age, where it is the digital revolution, such as computers and cell phones. Example for this is, then we used to tune in our televisions with the use of our antennas, and now it is replaced by an internet-connected tablet that we can stream movies. So for Education 4.0 or the IR 4.0, this refers to the innovation producing education, and this is also known as the Internet age. In short, it is interconnectivity. This fourth phase is the computers connected to computers. This includes Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, such as robots, driverless cars, genetic sequencing and editing, miniaturized sensors, and 3D printing. To understand more about Education 4.0, this is the response to Industrial Revolution on the IR 4.0. Obviously, this is the fourth Industrial Revolution, which came after first, second, and third Industrial Revolution, respectively. The fourth phase of Industrial Revolution points to an innovational period which covers cyber-physical systems, and these cyber-physical systems make the concept of Internet and things which enables things or objects working connectedly. And this Education 4.0 is the most crucial development lead to Industry 4.0 is the usage of Internet in industrial fields. Education 4.0 can be seen as new paradigm which reinterprets the concepts like learning, students, teachers, and schools according to the needs of industry of 4.0. Example for this is the flipped classroom model, wherein students can investigate lesson-related digital sources such as videos, presentation materials, e-materials out of school.
Okay, let's move on for the question. What learning outcomes are expected to be realized in Education 4.0? Like what I've said earlier, Education 4.0 is a desired approach to learning with the emerging fourth industrial revolution. So what does industrial revolution mean? Industrial revolution focuses on smart technology, artificial intelligence, and robotics, all of which now impact our everyday lives. Thus, from my point of view, the learning outcomes expected to be realized in Education 4.0 are the following. The first one is, students will be able to recognize important names and inventions from industrial revolutions. Letter B, determine connections between the first invention of the 19th century. Letter C, identify, describe, and apply emerging technologies in teaching and learning. Letter D, analyze and understand the importance of Education 4.0. Lastly, letter E, describe the changes, the positive and the negative, that occurred because of the Education 4.0. So the importance of learning outcomes I mentioned for Education 4.0 has a big impact for the educators and for the learners.
Skills must students be taught. The skills must students be taught characteristics such as creativity, flexibility, compassion, and empathy that machines are lacking. Actually, these forms are part of the 10 skills demanded by the IR 4.0 enumerated by the World Economic Forum report as follows. First, complex problem solving, regarded as one of the most vital skills for today's workforce. This enables workers to respond swiftly to corporate threats. Not just that, but also responses that help managers handle large sets of data and information as well as technological human issues. Second, critical thinking enables to think rationally and clearly about any ideas or information presented. This enables to deduce any consequences before taking an actions. It is an ability that is often associated with those who can think reflectively and independently. Third, creativity, ability to use imagination to regenerate new ideas. A difficult skill to acquire or learn because there are no standard rules for building creativity. It is also an essential in the workplace because it enables thinking outside the box. Fourth, people management involves the process of nurturing, motivating, and inspiring employees to give their best, help to optimize productivity, and enhance efficiency at workplace. Fifth, coordinating with others. The ability to coordinate very well is a requisite skill for today's professionals. This refers to the ability to work with a team. 6. Emotional intelligence. Ability that allows to understand and manage emotions, and also the ability to understand what they're telling you and how your emotions affect people around you. 7. Judgment and decision making. The key to resolve business problems lie in workers that have highly developed judgment and decision making skills. These are found in people that are able to make reasonable decisions all the time. 8. Service orientation. Designed to anticipate and deliver an optimum experience to customers, focused on giving the best quality of its core services. 9. Negotiation. Process used for setting differences between two or more parties with the goal of arriving at a compromise. 10. Cognitive flexibility. The ability to adapt behavior and thinking response to environment, and also the ability to think about the multiple things at the same time.
We're gonna talk about which should be the point of emphasis in the curriculum to align to Education 4.0. So when we talk about Education 4.0, it is a desired learning approach that aligns itself with the emerging fourth industrial revolution. Industrial revolution focuses on advanced technology, which that makes learning available anywhere, anytime, with a set of e-learning tools that promote remote and self-paced learning. So this advanced technology includes smart technology, artificial intelligence, and robotics. Nowadays, society is changing, and there's also a need to upgrade education in order so that we can adapt with the changing environment. There's a need to develop the required skills to prepare young people in the near future. We need innovation and development in our curriculum because if we do not give attention to curriculum instructions, there will be a huge gap between job market and educational sector, according to Dr. Solomon David. So the point of emphasis in the curriculum is to be upgraded, be creative, innovative, and collaborative to align itself to Education 4.0. Because creativity is the foundation of Education 4.0, which emphasizes students to be prepared to take on challenges in the near future and to become innovative and creative according to Dr. John Baru. There's a need to have freedom and competence to do it. Know the worth and value of diversity and teamwork.
And for the number 5 question, which current curricular practices, particularly in teaching and assessing methods and techniques, must be modified to respond to the demands of the times? For the success in Industrial Revolution IR 4.0, curricular must have these three top skills, such as the teaching methods, strategies, and activities. Here, there are 6 that was expected to be regular features of teaching learning methods and strategies. These are the problem-based learning, PBL, project-based learning, PRBL, service learning, immersion, shadowing, and internship. For the assessment learning of the learners, it will not be limited to paper and pencil tests, wherein they must be done through more authentic methods of assessment, or so that so that their knowledge, skills, and values will be more improved and enhanced. Furthermore, universities or schools must improve their curricular practices. As time goes by, there are changes in our education way of teaching. So they must lead the students to learn the possible advanced information and ideas or data for their further betterment in the future. For example, Dr. Solomon David made an approach, and this is the Swiss Army knife approach, and has multiple tools wherein they support the young people to catch up on what's needed in the future, and this help them to level up multidimensional intelligence and multidimensional futuristic skills in knowledge. Here, universities had to support the students to develop them for the future job skills. That's all. Thank you.
And that's all for today's discussion. Thank you for watching and listening. God bless you all.